Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be all about how to steal my side hustle that I've been working on for the past year. I'm going to be giving you all the details about what it looks like to become a continuing education provider. And buckle up, because this video could honestly be probably over an hour long if I really went into the details, and I might make a couple follow-up videos if people are interested in doing this themselves, because when I was first looking into providing CEs for therapists, I could not find any resources, like zero resources on the internet, and typically you can find pretty much everything on the internet. So I am here to provide this as a resource to you if you are looking at becoming continuing education certified. Now, you're gonna need to hang in with me for a bit because there are a lot of acronyms. Like if you think LPC, MFT, PhD, Psych D, all of that is a lot, like wait until you see the world of continuing education. So before I get into all of the nitty-gritty details, I want to introduce myself. If you are new here, my name is Allyssa Powers, and I am an LPCCs in the state of Ohio, and I created this YouTube channel to teach therapists what grad school didn't so they can thrive in the mental health field. And I have been working behind the scenes during this maternity leave, extended maternity leave, I should note, that I am on. I right now have a 6-month-old. I've been working on getting a continuing education business up and running. And if you are watching this video in 2026, my business-focused CE courses should be live on alyssapowers.com. So please check that out. If you are interested in, at any point in your career, going into private practice, you not only can learn this through my comprehensive course, but you can also get continuing education credits for it. Genius, I know. Why did this not exist a long time ago? We get no training in grad school about how to do this, and most people want to go into private practice as their end game as a therapist. So just know that I have that, and if you already have a private practice and you're interested in other business offerings I am also going to be launching a marketing and SEO continuing education course that is just that module from my private practice lab course, which is my comprehensive how to build a private practice course for people who already have a practice, but they need to learn how to do some better marketing and SEO, because trust me, those courses or hiring an SEO expert is very expensive, and I'm giving it to you all for a very reasonable price. So that is either coming soon or already exists, depending on when you are finding my video. Okay, please subscribe if you are new, by the way. Okay, let's put the acronyms on the screen before I get in any deeper so you can understand what specific boards go with what kind of therapist, and know that there's a lot of overlap. So I'll just give you the basics. The APA is for psychologists. NBCC, which is what I'm certified in, is for counselors, so for LPCs. The ASWB is for social workers. The NAADAC is for addiction counselors. And then I know MFT isn't on here, but I just wanted to note that typically MFTs can accept NBCC credit most of the time, sometimes APA. And then some states decide to make you go through their specific board and get only board approved CEs, like the state of New York. Please note that every single state is different. I actually have all the state requirements listed on my website. If you go to the About section and then state requirements, you will see it, because as I am having people come to my website to purchase my CE courses, I want to have a resource for them to be able to see what they need. But even that has a huge disclaimer on it, because things are always changing. I am not going to be held responsible if the state of Ohio changes that MFTs can no longer accept NBCC certified courses. I'm not going to be able to keep up with that. I probably would eventually hear about it, but have I lost you yet? I know this is just the bane of my existence, all the acronyms in our field. Okay, so step number 1 is to figure out which board you want to apply to. Yes, these are all completely separate. So for instance, a huge CE provider for therapists is PESI. Let's use them as an example. They have every single one of these certifications, right? Because they want the most wide range of people to be able to come to their website and take their CE courses. Now, me as just a small business owner, I am only going to go through this one at a time. And while I would love to go through the social work board and also the psychology board, I am going to wait it out and see what the actual demand is for those different licensures, because I'm not sure how many psychologists are going to want to go to my website and purchase a CE from a therapist. It just kind of depends. So I started with NBCC because that is for my licensure type. But know that you can eventually go through all of these. You need to decide what makes the most sense for you. I have heard that APA is the hardest one to go through. NBCC was not hard per se what they are asking you to do, but it is a very long process. So let me go through what this looks like. So I knew I wanted to become NBCC approved. I went to their website and looked at the provider portal, that's hard to say, and downloaded a huge packet of paperwork and basically started the process of deciphering what the heck all of this meant, because there are multiple ways to offer continuing education. So I chose to become an ACEP, which means that I can provide continuing education as a provider through a home study format. So basically I can make digital courses that count as continuing education. To me, that made more sense. Tons of continuing education is offered in a live format. People will go to seminars, people will go to conferences, all of that. So know that those are 2 separate applications, and the application does cost $800 for NBCC, and I actually had to submit mine twice, so it ended up costing me $1,600, which, learn from my mistake. I seriously regret so much that I didn't ask more questions to a contact at NBCC. I was just like, oh, I hope this is okay. And then I had a glaring issue in it and I had to resubmit it, and they wouldn't let me just resubmit it as a redo. They make you pay for it all over again, which really sucked. So step 2 is that you have to create a training. So if this was a live training, you would need to have it recorded to send to them. Or if you are offering a digital training, then you are basically, before you're saying it's NBCC certified and offering it as a CE, you are sending it to them and basically kind of pretending that it is. You're not allowed to say that it is. So if you have taken my ethics CE for therapists, that was what I submitted to NBCC, and it did eventually get approved. And you will see in the intro of that CE, I don't say hey, I'm NBCC certified, blah, blah, blah. And also I didn't want to do that because I was like, well, maybe I'll be certified in other things eventually and I'll still have this up on my website, and I don't want to confuse other license holders. So you need to go and look through the paperwork and decide what kind of format you want to provide. So if you wanted to provide live CEs, you would record a training where you're basically pretending to offer it as a CE because you're not going to be able to. Does that make sense? Like, you have to show your skills first, and then they watch it, and you have to have it completely formed. So if you've taken a CE before, you will need to have a post-test assessment. You will need to offer the feedback form where they like rate you on different scales. You can see what I'm talking about on my website if you look at my ethics CE that I offer, and you can look, like, there are certain things you have to advertise. There are certain ways that you have to show your certification on your website. Like, I have that little NBCC certified plaque at the bottom of my website that shows up on all the pages. There is a ton of nitty gritty. Like, there are 30 plus pages of things that you need to do. I'm probably not making this sound very fun. It was hard. I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, oh, it really sucks that there aren't better CE trainings. Like, the whole reason I wanted to do this was because so many CEs are super boring. The good ones are thousands of dollars. Like, the EMDR one I took was amazing, but I spent $800 on it. Like, that's crazy, you know, and that was only for part 1 of the training. And I needed 2 other parts to even be EMDR certified, which I never even finished it because I got pregnant. But I went through it, and I think that it is worth it if you are willing to put in the work, and if you have a passion for education and for therapy. Because my undergrad is in education, and I'm obviously very passionate about sharing my knowledge with people. That's the whole reason I have this YouTube channel. And for me, it was a really good fit. I hope that this can be my main business, honestly. I would love to just see a couple self-pay clients on the side, perhaps, but have this be the main thing, because I don't see this anywhere. I don't see business-focused CE courses very often. The ones I have seen are really outdated. And in the world of AI and everything that has changed, we need people who are making content that is actually relevant, and websites that don't look prehistoric, and all of that. So, okay, that was step 2, creating the training, which is like the biggest step. You're going to be doing a lot of paperwork. And then step 3, you submit that training, you pay for it. And then step 4, you need to wait 3 to 6 months. So this process took me, I want to say I submitted my training in the fall, and I didn't get it back until February, and then I had to redo it. So I want to say it wasn't even fully approved until April. So it took a really long time, and I don't know any details about these other boards and how quickly or not quickly they are going to be processing things. But if you think about it, basically someone from their team has to sit down and take your entire training. Mine was 2 hours. And so they had to take the training, take the test. Like, they act like a student, you know? And so they want to make sure that you're connecting the information to the different standards, and that everything's above board. The research you're using is relevant, all of that. So there are tons of details that I could go into. Please, 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 if you made it this far, leave me a comment. What else do you want to know about? Because this is already going to be such a long video, and I don't want to bore you. Is anyone even still here? I guess if I get no comments saying that you were, I'll know that nobody made it to minute 14, almost 15. But I really am excited to be CE and BCC certified. Please look at my website. I think it will give you more context for what I am talking about. And I think that this could be the perfect side hustle for therapists, because you are able to meld a lot of different things. I think we love working one-on-one with clients, but there are just like different passions we have for different things. Like, I'm really passionate about helping people get into private practice and get business training that they can afford. And other people are really passionate about IFS or EMDR or existential therapy, or, you know, there's so many things, career counseling, like anything you're passionate about, related to the field can pretty much become a CE as long as you can connect it to one of their standards. So if you are someone who values education and teaching, this could be right for you. I will stop talking now. There will be a follow-up video. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.